welcome back to another episode of Level Up. We are back in the shed this afternoon for another cracking episode. This one could go here, there, and everywhere. It's just a good opportunity to have a chat. So today, he has been on the podcast before. He's normally behind the camera, but we got my mate Shea with us. So Shea runs his own business. He's got 44-gallon films. He helps other people do podcasts and a bit of marketing and stuff. But he's also not long, and probably 3 months ago, finished up full-time with us, and he's now gone out to have a crack on his own at something that we'll get into in a little bit. But how are you, buddy?
Good, mate. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. Bloody how times change, eh? Like kicking goals.
Yeah, mate. No, it's a bit of a change sitting in front of the camera than from behind the camera. So yeah, mate. I appreciate you having me back on for another chat.
So we've had you on before to talk about recording and filming and just give people some tips and hints and those types of things. But yep. I've been on your podcast a couple of times now as well, and we did another episode 2 weeks ago, and
yeah,
it was a pretty cool conversation. I
definitely learned a lot more about you just in the sauna. So yeah,
well, keep an eye out for sauna sessions with Shea. Keep an eye out for that episode. But times change, mate. Like, it's good to see. I love seeing people grow and achieve things and follow their dreams. And you've spent 18 months now or more, sort of setting up to have a crack on your own. So tell us what you're up to.
Yeah, well, basically, I started the podcast I think almost 2 years ago. It's called Sauna Sessions with Shea, and it's so we've got a barrel sauna in the backyard by the pool. So I made myself an ice bath, but I invited people on that I just thought were doing great things in the world or making themselves a better version of themselves, and I just wanted them to tell their story, and if it resonated with anyone listening, then great. But then after a little bit, everyone that came in on the sauna was starting to ask me, where do I buy a sauna from? And I was just starting to make all these other people rich, and so I ended up going checking out some saunas, starting to develop my own sauna. And we've got 23 saunas ready to be sold that are going to be landing, I think, in the end of 2025. So yeah, it's just a new venture we're on. So Zeneva is the brand. I'm really excited and just looking forward to getting it off the ground.
No, that's awesome, mate. It's good. I love seeing people have a crack and get out of your comfort zone. So it doesn't matter what industry or what business you're in. Like, I know we've had lots of conversations about those first steps and how you go about it. Like, what was the final thing that made you commit to finishing up full time with us and really pushing hard with these saunas?
Yeah, look, I think I've always wanted to. I feel like we've probably got one shot at this life, I'm always very aware of things that push or pull me towards things. And I've been doing the saunas and ice baths now for 20 years. So, and it's just obviously now that you've got one in the backyard, you're using it a lot. And it's obviously something that a lot of people are doing. But I just felt this pull towards it. And it was something that really excited me. You know, I've just had a mate come over the other day who's been sleeping really badly, and I put him through, I call it the deluxe package, where it's like we have 3 rounds of breath work, we jump in the sauna, and then an ice bath if we've got time. And he's been really stressed about a lot of things. And then so he texted me the next day and said, I slept like a baby after, doing that. So, it's one of those things that I think definitely has helped my stress levels and just overall health and well-being. I was a chronic asthma sufferer when I was younger, and that's all, if anything, disappeared. I don't get asthma anymore. Hardly get sick anymore. I just find that by building that resilience, it just makes you a better version of yourself. And I just saw there's a big push in the market now for health and wellness. And so it's just something that I thought, okay, let's test the water, let's dip the toes in and see how we go.
Yeah, no, you're a pretty fit bloke. I think it's good to see people following their passion. It's not just a gimmick. Like we did the 48K challenge earlier in the year. Like we trained hard, and I wouldn't say we smashed it out. We completed it.
Mate, I think that was a big wake up call for Kokoda coming. I'm still just about to lose the big toenail.
Yeah.
I lost 4 toenails in the trip, but it definitely showed me that I was undercooked for that. But it was good because I think you're in the same vein. Like in no stage was I going to quit. Like you had to get me out in a stretcher, and we all like rained for 6-7 hours in the day.
Well, yeah, it took us just under 14 hours to do the walk, and I think it rained for 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
but yeah, my knees, man, I was ready to break into tears when we crossed that finish line.
Yeah.
My knees were caning me, but and then we're suckers for punishment because we've signed up to. Well, we did that prior to or during our training because we're currently working up to do Kokoda 26 with
Yep.
Glen Azar. I don't know if we start or we finish on Anzac Day over there.
Yeah, I think we finish.
Which is going to be unreal. Like I feel like it's going to be pretty emotional and
for sure.
challenging. But
Yeah.
you're a bit like me. Like you got to have a challenge to aim for to stay committed to training.
I think so. Well, I think it definitely helps. Like I know, like we're obviously going Anzac Day next year. My weekends are now made up by either, going for hikes, going for walks, strengthening the legs, gym 3-4 times a week. But it's all for that focus. And I think the webinar that we had with Glenn, who's going to be taking us over there, rang true. Is like, you can bullshit. You can bullshit him, but you're really just bullshitting yourself. So if you get over there and, you haven't done the work, it's going to show up pretty quickly. And there's nothing probably worse than spending 8-9 days just looking at the ground, but not experiencing, the land as well and what's going on, the culture and the communities over there. So I think you owe it to yourself to put in the work and, I
think like obviously this podcast helps out thousands of people and a lot to do with business and stuff, but a lot of personal stuff as well. But I call it track fit. You asked me the other day what I meant by it. Like I think you and I are definitely more than fit enough now to go and do Kokoda, but I don't feel I'm track ready. Like I've learnt from the hikes that I do. I want to go there and enjoy it. I want to be able to take in the scenery, look at the views, have conversations with people while we're walking. I don't want to be the person that's not up to it and spends the entire day just staring at their feet. Watching where their feet are going and huffing and puffing. And I think it's the same with business. Like, and I think with business, there's a lot of people out there that like that's their goal. They want to work for themselves, but they're not ready to work for themselves. So they basically spend their entire business career looking at their feet.
Yeah,
like
that's
just
true.
dragging their feet around because they don't know. Like they didn't turn up ready to run a business.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's funny how a lot of things to do with our health and fitness mindset, all those types of things, are very relatable to business as well.
Oh, most definitely. Like I think it is an extension of yourself in some way. So, like I know you're. And look, this is the thing. It's just hanging around. It rubs off on you really quickly too. So we've sort of been hanging out now for 4 or 5 years, and you've started to really get stuck into your morning ritual and routine of getting out there, getting your pump on, eating good food. You're seeing Hector, who's putting you on the right path. You feel healthier than you did when you were 20. But
even that, I was doing that, but not right. Like I thought what I was doing was right, but it's only until I've got a coach that I'm like, fuck, I was nowhere near it. I thought I was eating well, but eating well wasn't buying food from the supermarket.
No.
So,
well, that's the other thing is I'm very aware of the nutrients that are going into the body too. So if it's, I think I've told you, like I remember Mum would have like a box of apricots or plums and they'd sit there for 3-4 weeks and not go off. Food's going off in 2-3 days now. The nutrients just aren't there. Yeah. So I think finding, it's kind of a shame, but we've got to go looking for good food.
Yeah, because it's a combination, isn't it? Obviously the saunas I'm a massive fan of the saunas and the ice baths. I think that I'm a big believer in we need to get back to our natural instincts. And those instincts are cold, heat. Like old timers didn't have air conditioning and
Yep.
Like we become so accustomed to being comfortable now, like in our environments. Like you jump in your car, it's fucking air conditioned.
Yep.
You don't even have to put any effort into wind the window down now. Or, like you come home, your house is air conditioning. Like there's no, your body doesn't have to, I guess, react to the environment that it's in because it's always comfortable.
Yeah, well, that's what I think probably the hot and cold or the contrast therapy is coming into play these days is because, yeah, you're spot on. I think a lot of people aren't building that resilience. They're in a 23-degree home. They jump into a 23-degree car. They jump into a 23-degree office. So the whole day they're not actually, using and probably just sedentary. So like they're just sitting there as well. So I think there's a massive thing to be said about movement and sweat. But these things, and then also the food that you eat. I'm just hearing something from a scientist the other day about every home's going to have a sauna eventually because you're going to have to expel all these toxins from your body from the shit food that you're eating. So it's another reason to have a sauna. So it's just, I think our default mechanism is to look for comfort and the easiest way to do things. But really, I think I heard David Bowie say it the best. It's like if you ever go out, wade out in the ocean, life should be in the ocean where you can just touch with your tippy toes, right? If you go any further and there's currents, you could be in a bit of danger, and that's good to be there. But put yourself under that little bit of duress. Don't go where it's knee deep.
Yeah.
Go out, past the breakers and put yourself under that little bit of duress. And if you just consistently doing that, then you end up having a great life. I think so. Yeah.
It is like our bodies are incredible things. I don't think you realize how, like, if you're in that air conditioned space all the time, if you're inside a house that's fucking breathing for you and looking after you, you do very quickly lose those natural human instincts and those natural feelings. Which obviously leads on to having no immune system or a reduced immune system, getting sick more often, all those types of things.
Yep.
The human body is freaking insane, and how quickly it can, like when we did the Kokota challenge, like listening to my coach and like I shared the information with you guys, and then just like taking magnesium, putting salt in our water. Like, it was amazing how quickly your body would absorb those good nutrients. And if you had a sore knee, it'd go away. Or if you were starting to get cramps, you give your body what it needs.
That's it.
And it would go away.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot of people could get a lot more value out of pushing harder on their bodies and just seeing how their bodies react to different things.
Yeah, look, I think awareness is huge. Understanding, like, even with all the sauna science talk, I think it's I think it should always come back to how you're feeling. Like, just gauge how you're feeling. Like, I've had saunas before where I've made myself sick, and that was when I was first starting because I wasn't gauging myself. And I actually made myself sicker in that moment because the immune system's battling something that's in the system, or you haven't slept well, or your diet hasn't been great, and the body's like, stuff this, we're out of here. Like, you treat me like shit, I'm going to make you sick. And that's, it can only fight so much. It's an amazing, thing we've got at this body. So I think there's something to be said about, but just pushing, and if you are feeling great, just exert that little bit more and just, and then you start to build this tolerance and this, range that you look back 6 months ago and it's like, I couldn't spend more than 5 minutes in a sauna. My wife's a perfect example. She hated all that stuff. And again, it's the way you talk. You always talk about this. It's the way you talk to yourself. It's the way you talk to other people. She was like, I hate the cold water. I hate, this, I hate that. And then she started doing it. Yeah. And then what came out of her mouth changed. It's like, I love doing this now. But she was also seeing the results.
But it was interesting the other day when I was coming up to your place and we had an ice bath and just hearing how she was talking about it, how she's still getting used to it, but she's very aware of how it feels now and how long she can spend in it, and she's got goals of what she wants to work up towards.
So for sure. Yeah.
Just exactly like you just said. Like, her whole story has changed.
Well, and it sort of started with fear, like the fear of cold water. Like it's supposed to be uncomfortable, right? But
how good? Like it's no. I find it unreal that like so many people chase that going to the beach, diving in the water, And like everyone walks in and you fuck around for a bit and
Yeah.
you try and get on your tippy toes
It
because
makes it worse.
you don't want to
Yeah.
get cold. But
Yep.
like when you actually just jump in, like you feel so refreshed and so good.
Yep.
And so we'll do it at the beach, but a lot of people will shy away from doing an ice bath because of
Yep.
that story they're telling themselves that it's fear. They're going to get too cold. They're not going to last. They're going to, I don't know, they're going to cramp up. They're going to, whatever it is. But
For sure, yeah. And you're smashing it out of the park, by the way. You just jumped in there the other day like it was just a lukewarm bath, and you did 3 minutes really quickly, 2-3 minutes. So yeah,
yeah, and look, I know people bag it out, and I can't really say that we have cold showers here in Queensland, but I do think a lot of me becoming better at cold baths or cold ice baths is because I only have cold showers.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
every morning, every night, there's no hot water. It's just straight in. And I was actually thinking about this a bit the last few weeks. Like some mornings I don't want to do it, but I just say to myself, don't be a fucking little bitch. Don't be a little bitch.
Yeah,
don't be a little bitch.
I've got the same story, mate. Yeah,
Just
yeah.
get in and do it. And like you do, it's 10 seconds and you're like, shit, this is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
why would I ever have a warm shower when this feels so good? All right, guys, I want to introduce you to a really exciting new product that I believe is going to play a massive role in Australia building healthier homes. As you all know, I am extremely passionate about healthy homes, and I'm doing a lot of research and putting a lot of time and effort into making sure my construction business is leading the way when it comes to building healthy homes here in Australia. We've teamed up with the guys from Highwood Timber. Highwood Timber are pioneering condensation management with their high flow ventilated LVL batten system. High flow battens give builders a stronger, straighter and smarter way to create a ventilated cavity behind cladding and underneath roofs without compromising on structural performance. While tackling condensation to improve building health and ease of installation, Highwood battens are built to perform. When it comes to dealing with condensation and ventilation, high flow battens will help you create continuous ventilated cavities behind all your cladding and underneath your roof sheeting. They reduce condensation risk and support healthier, longer lasting buildings. Highwood timber battens are also in alignment with the proposed NCC condensation management requirements as well as passive house ventilation requirements. Being an engineered LVL product, they are stronger, straighter, and more dimensionally stable than a solid material such as pine. This helps resist warping, twisting, and shrinkage, ensuring more consistent installs, less prone to splitting than solid timber. Highwood timber battens are precisely manufactured, meaning that your installation will be faster and easier than other products on the market. The part that I like the most about these battens are they are H3 treated for long-term protection against decay and termites. They use a waterborne H3 treatment which reduces reactivity with membranes and adhesives when compared to LOSP. These are the exact battens that you want to be using on your homes and your builds if you are considering building healthier homes or passive homes. Check them out, Highwood Timber Products.
I think there is something to be said about, like, because when you first wake up, you are quite vulnerable. Like you're still coming to, you're very dazed and a bit confused. And so that is the time where your brain can actually say, nah, let's just lay in bed. Let's just get under the doona. It'll be, nice and warm and Disneyland under there. So, so let's just stay under there and enjoy that. But
But people, like you push, like I've seen you push hard physically and like your fitness has come a huge way in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
And you were still, like it still took you a lot to dive in and have a crack at this new business. But do you feel that the effort that you put into yourself personally, pushing yourself harder, has helped you?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And the thing is, I think now, like, I'm actually upping the game as well with the Kokoda coming up. So, but I know Luke will watch this, Luke Dakey. I've been watching him online doing, like he's posting his stuff in the gym.
Yeah.
That gets you
Deadlifting.
motivated to do the same. So, but I don't know, I've always been in the mindset, I want to see everyone win. So I love seeing people do that stuff and knowing that he's coming on the trip, and you just know that he's already set himself up to,
Yeah. But do you feel more comfortable now jumping in and having a good crack at this business because you're constantly doing more on yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's it goes hand in hand. I think like when, and you talk about it all the time, you know, when nothing around you can be right unless you're right. So I think there's definitely something said about that. And you know, it is that little voice in your head.
Because I know you sat on this idea for a while before you took the leap. And
Orange peeler for a long time. Yeah. I've peeled many oranges in my day. Yeah.
there was a few false starts, which like Shea,
Yeah.
but and look, that's why I want to talk about this, because I feel there's so many people out there, whether you're 18, 20, 30, 50,
Yep.
like if you've got a dream, you've got to have a crack at it, don't you?
Yeah, oh, for sure. And look, you know, you can still do all that stuff and still fail at business. But I think there's, I think the awareness is huge. And the big thing for me, I think, is focus and understanding the phone. Now, I'm very aware, like, not to have the phone in the bedroom and all those things. But it's that deep focus. Like when you really got to think about something, okay, how this is going to work out, getting into that deep focus when everything is instant can be very tough. So I've got to set rules for. Are you the same? You got to set rules for yourself for phone time, screen time, all that, because you know, and I'm definitely getting a lot better at it. But I think back in the day, I was. You could lose 10 minutes, 20 minutes quite easily. It's like, what the fuck just happened? Like I was just scroll, like, you know.
Well, I heard something this morning on. I can't remember if it was a podcast or audible book or something I was listening to this morning driving around the job sites, and it is so true. Like it's wrapping up the end of the book, and he was basically saying, like, you got to stop fucking around. Like if you say you're committed to getting fit, but you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix or scrolling on your phone, then you're not committed to getting fit. You're committed to Netflix and your phone.
Yeah.
If you say you're committed to getting out of the shit situation you're in and you want to improve your business, but you're spending time on your phone or you're not putting in the hours on weekends or after hours to make the business better, then same deal. You're not committed to the business. You're committed to your phone and fucking around.
Yeah.
So like it all comes back to that, taking 100% ownership of things and responsibility. And if you say you're like, I think that's one thing that I don't know what it is. It seems to be the same around the world, but there's this shit mentality that there's got to be a work-life balance.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing. Like at the end of the day, like if you want something, you've got to put in the effort. Like, and I've seen you putting in the effort with starting this business, like dealing with importing and shipping and like talking to people at all hours and like you've just got to do what you got to do, don't you?
Yeah, spot on. Yeah. No, I've never the work-life balance. And look, I think part of that is having a great partner as well. Sari's just like whatever idea or whatever thing I come up with, she supports me 110%. And so, and that's, I don't know, I just love that about her. And so that's something that, you know, it really helps us to have that environment where, you know, because I'm a dreamer. Like I've always got a million ideas, but and you know you've got to action the idea for it to come to life and all that. But my head's always in Disneyland, you know, and up in the clouds and with the fairies. So, you know, to have a wife but she understands that as well. And she's probably the more grounded one of the two of us, but she's also I'm seeing her grow as well. But I think the big thing for me, like spending 4 or 5 years with you, I love to see your growth and just where we started to where we are now.
Yeah.
Like, can you believe that you've put together an event and had, you know, world-class leaders from around the world come and talk at your event and had all these builders come and then, but not only that, it was a raging success and everyone's like, when are you doing the next one? And, you know, like, where did that dream come from?
Oh, mate, just putting it out there, not holding back, like just doing. Well, you know how I work. Like I follow through. I practice what I preach. If I open my mouth and say something, then I fucking put my money where my mouth is, and I follow through with things. But I feel like that whole work-life balance shit is that suits people that don't like what they do,
Yeah.
that aren't running
Yeah.
a good business, that are unhappy with their life because they spend time being unhappy and they feel like the balance is not working and having a beer and chilling out. Like it's all bullshit. Like you've got to get to a point where like no day feels like work to me anymore. Like
Yeah.
even though some days are crazy hectic and it's flat out and it's head down bum up and it's up early and it's up late and it's working nights, but there's never anything I do anymore that I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be doing this. Like, why am I doing this? Like,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
think and to me, that's the work-life balance. Like it's doing something that you're so passionate about and that gives you so much purpose
Yeah.
that everything just feels great to do.
Yeah. Well, I think also, with that analogy, it's like I keep going back to the surf analogy, but it's like you've got through the breakers,
Yeah.
and you're now in clean water, right? And you past all the rough stuff, but that took battle. Like you had to fight a wave coming at you and to push, and you just kept pushing, and now you're at the back. You can kind of like you're still working your ass off,
Yeah.
but there's a content kind of smile on your face, and I've noticed that with like your face has changed from
Yeah. Well, I'm eating right.
yeah. But there's also a smile on the face, Yeah. So it's like but I don't know. I've always, from an outside looking in, for doing all the camera stuff with you, I just think builders have got one of the toughest jobs I've ever seen. So to get through that and then start to actually flourish with what you're doing I love to see that. So I love to see you doing well
Cheers,
as well.
mate. It's been good. It's been good, all the stuff we've done. That for those that don't know much about Shea, knows everything about film and television and movies and got every degree with bloody mics and cameras and all the stuff. So
If I had my time again, I wouldn't.
But Shea, like when we went on Kokoda, I don't know how many people did Kokoda Challenge, but by the end of the trip, everyone was like, "Here comes Shea," because all you could hear was Shea repeating lines from movies, and it became a game between our group and occasionally someone in another group.
Yep.
To name a movie and see if you could name lines on it. And it did not fucking matter what movie someone said, Shea could rattle it off. So
I think I used to work in a movie cinema, and I would always. So I was a projectionist for about 10 years, and I'd always watch the films, but I'd never stop at the end. I'd always watch the credits as well. Like I watched the whole thing. I just love watching the whole thing because I wanted to know who played that part and who was the best boy on this or whatever, the gaffer or grip. So I've always just loved movies and storytelling. But I think a big part of that was I like to distract myself as well. So it was grueling, but that got my mind off the pain in my ankle or my left knee or whatever.
when we were doing the walk.
Yeah. So that's like some people kind of go the other way. I come out and I like to, let's do trivia, let's do movies, let's do something. But it just sort of takes the distraction away, and before you know it, you've done another 2 clicks down the road.
Yeah. Yeah. So mate, what's the goal with the saunas? Like you're living and breathing what you want to be doing now. So what's the
Yeah, well, I just want to what it's done for me. I want to do that for other people. So I know what it's the health benefits it's given me, and that's by 20 years of doing it. And I just want to see other people feel how I feel. So that was a big part of it. And but yeah, obviously we're running a business, so you got to make money as well on top of that. So it's putting all those things together. But the overall, goal is I want to see everyone be the best version of themselves possible. And that's where the podcast came from.
Yeah.
It's just like if someone gets something like, I know people are going to get absolute gold nuggets out of yours, but it just rubs off. And the more people that, tune into that, start hanging around the right people, get into their health and fitness.
Yeah.
Do sauna, do ice baths. I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see too many people depressed by doing all those sort of things.
It's like we've talked about it before on the podcast. Like I feel like we're in a bit of COVID highlighted a lot of things, and a lot of people woke up and saw the light and realized like we can't just eat and drink and listen to all the shit we get fed, and you do need to start looking after yourself a little bit. So I think that whole ice baths, saunas, like mental health, walking, exercise, like going to the gym, like all that stuff is just growing and growing and growing.
Well, I think there was a flow-on effect from COVID. I think we did everything wrong. We sat in a dark environment. We ate CCs. We watched Netflix. We did little movement. We stopped talking to people, and it became a habit. So when you're in that existence for a year or as long as we were, some people haven't got out of that zone. They're still watching Netflix, eating CCs in the dark. So I think there's something to be said about, it changed everything. And I think that's why the wellness and health is sort of coming back. And it's never too late for anyone to, this is the thing. Sauna is the laziest thing in the world you can do. You just got to sit there and sweat, and you'll get. It's like a light workout.
Yeah.
So if you start there, and then you may pick up a dumbbell or whatever, just start moving. The sky's the limit.
The sauna is a awesome place to obviously get rid of all toxins and shit in your body, but it's just a place. Don't take your phone.
Oh,
Just sit in there.
I'm seeing more of it because I'll still use the gym sauna because I'll do a workout and then I'll jump in the sauna while I'm still hot and just keep the workout going. But the amount of people that are now starting to take their phones in saunas or the headphones, and it's like it's not good for the device for starters. But I think it should be a sanctuary where you can just sit and be. But I think it's a real sociable place as well because when you start sweating, it's like, I don't know if you've ever on the side of a mountain when you're climbing. Like everyone's got this rush, right? And everything's heightened. Everyone becomes funnier. Everyone's got better stories to tell. And so when you're in a sauna, you're sitting there, that comes out as well because the blood's pumping.
Yeah.
So I'd leave.
There's no time out anymore, is there?
No.
Like people don't have any. Like I love my sacred time to myself. Like just my I don't think people believe me when I tell them now. Like that my phone pretty much only goes between whatever vehicle I'm driving and my office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's it. Like I don't, like after 4 or 5 in the afternoon, like I don't walk around my phone. I don't look at my phone. Like I don't, and everyone keeps telling me all the time, like, what about your alarm clock? Like I don't need an alarm clock. Like like when I wake up in the morning, I'm awake. Like, and if that's 3:30, 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock, like it is what it is. But
is there a time where you just do nothing? Have you got half an hour in your day where you literally sit there and do nothing? Or, 10 minutes, 20 minutes?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't get through the day, mate, if I didn't do that. Like generally it's, like I've talked about a lot, like part of my morning routine is just simply getting up, filling up with a litre of water and walking out the back door and just sitting with Walter.
Yeah,
like,
simple things.
Throwing the ball to the dog, like no phone, no earphones, no noise, just simply enjoying the birds singing, the sun coming up and that sort of shit. And and then every night, I don't know, it's not really so we have an hour every night where the girls and Camille and I we all sit together and have dinner and just chill out. Like someone chooses a show and that's it. It's just
Yeah. I think there's something you said about doing that at the start of the day and the end of the day. Like I sit down with my wife and have a black coffee, but that's after I've done the breath work, sauna workout. That's my reward for literally 20 minutes. And I love it. That 20 minutes of just having to, and then we just talk about the day, what's going on, or what do we want to do? What's coming up? That sort of stuff. But it's just 20 minutes of just listening to the birds.
I think people have to get away from their phone.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't, even if you're not holding it in your hand, like if your phone's in your pocket, if it's sitting on your desk in front of you, if it's on the table while you're eating, like it's not healthy.
No.
It's not doing you any favors. And
I
am quite passionate about that. I just think, I was actually thinking about it on the way to work this morning, just thinking, how unproductive has this planet become because of mobile phones and social media? And what was making me think about that is we've like we've seen it for a little while, but in the last little while, it's become very apparent. Like a few members of our team are on the phone way too much, and
Yeah.
you can tell. Like Camille or myself will do a post, whether it's on my personal or DPS Constructions, and like
They're
the team
straight
like,
on it.
by the time you finish the post and like you're literally on there for a couple of minutes, they've liked it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like, well, fuck you. Why are you looking at your phone? Like, like that's. And I feel like picking up my phone, going, "What the fuck are you doing on your phone? Like, you're meant to be working. Like, it's not smoker. It's not knock off time. Like, what are you doing?"
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like, and not just my own team. Like, I see so many tradies and people doing that. Like, you imagine how much time is getting paid for that work is not getting done.
Yep.
Because people are looking on their phone.
I think it's something that it's like the selfie. Like when we first saw people taking selfies, it's like how narcissistic are these people? How into them? And then it just became what we did. It just became the norm. But with the phone thing, I've always been aware of that. Like I'm not answering my phone if we're out to dinner, right? But I think in the moment it just brings the whole party down. If you go, look, can you just get off your fucking phone? We just wait here for a comment. Like that just ruins it.
Yeah.
But I think, and this is something I've learned from you, is setting those expectations. So if you're going out for dinner, it's like, okay, everyone will just leave our phones at home or in the car. I just want to set up some expectations and rules of engagement before we go out to dinner. And we may just have one phone just in case the kids, need someone or something. But let's just set that up beforehand because I want to enjoy your company and I want to enjoy 110% of you, not you and your phone.
Yeah.
So I think there's something to be said about that
I
as
don't
well.
tell people that. I just think people have heard me talking about that on the podcast.
yeah, but
I don't turn up to dinner and go, "Hey, there's no phones here." Like,
no, but you know what I mean? Like you could be around dinner,
Yeah.
it's like you've got 20% of people's attention because someone's more concerned about who won the game today. Or
But even that with you're talking about with the selfie, mate, like that's another thing that really shits me. Like people, it does not matter where you go now, everyone is taking photos.
yeah,
So instead of actually using their own eyes to look at something or to take something in and to make a memory, they're looking at the phone, looking at that.
yep,
And like I really feel like we're going to get to a place, like you think about it, like you like, I'm not sure about you, but I used to just, or myself, my cousins, even like my parents, like growing up, there was so many times when you would be absolutely entrenched in hearing stories from your grandpa, your grandma, your auntie, your uncle talking about when they went to school or when they grew up and the things they'd seen and what had happened. I feel like those stories are going to be lost with the newer generations because they aren't taking the time to stand and absorb and look with their own eyes. They're doing it all through a phone.
yeah,
And the only thing that they've just got to hope that those photos don't get deleted or lost because those photos are going to be the only thing that in 40 years' time, they might be able to sit down with their grandkids and go, "Hey, look, this is when I was here."
yep, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, for sure. I've actually digitized all my old VHS acting tapes and like I had about 20 or 30 of them because all that stuff, CDs, it'll all break down. But yeah, about telling that story, I think part of it is, have you got someone's attention? Are they listening to the story? And I think there's still, storytelling is still, it's still huge and prevalent, in today's society.
But to be able to tell stories, you've got to absorb it. Like you need, like if you go to a lookout,
yep,
like if we go to a lookout or we go on a bushwalk, whatever it is, I don't care. Like I like to stand there.
Yeah.
And like just stare and look and
yeah,
like I can talk about that. Like I can tell people that, hey, when we were here, we went to this spot. It was amazing. Like you should have seen the trees and heard the birds and you could see such and such. But like I don't want to rely on a photo to remember what I should have taken in by being in that moment.
Yeah, look, okay, here's a perfect example. I think a couple of years ago when you went to base camp, there's two, another guy, Tony, you both gave me all your footage, right, to edit. And like it was very minimal, but you both were saying that you've got this massive mountain, Mount Everest in front of you, and the amount of people that were looking at this massive mountain through a lens this size and not appreciating it for what it is. Like sometimes you do just need to put the phone down and just take it in. And yeah, it's one of those things that I like, because I do it all the time. Like this is my, what I do. And so I think will the younger generation not appreciate, that visual or the sounds, will it become less? I don't know. I hope not. I hope people still appreciate the moment for what it is. And to me, that's better than any photo.
Well, most people these days aren't even going to remember the place that they had an anniversary dinner with their partner because they were too busy. Like the only time they put their phones down was when they were both eating, and there's no one's taking that time to have those conversations.
I remember going to a Foo Fighters concert, and the guy in front of me had an iPad, and he held it up for literally the whole time, and he's just looking at the iPad. So you've paid $300 to look at an iPad. Go buy the DVD. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's your perception and perspective or something is so not in the moment. It's just like, and then obviously all these people behind him are like, we can't bloody see what's going on because, so I think there's something to be said about just enjoy the moment, live in the now and enjoy the experience.
Yeah. So back to the, so no phones in the saunas.
No phones. Yeah.
That was a long way around.
That's my first video. Yeah. That's, no phones in the sauna.
Yeah. And so is your time in the sauna, like just in there? Do you journal? Do you just sit there, take it in? Like,
yeah, I think it's like sitting on the toilet. I think I do my best thinking in the sauna and on the toilet as well. But when we got our sauna about 2 years ago, I said to my wife within the first month, this just paid for itself because we would sit in there and problem solve. And so and it's working out your time too. My time is generally about 15 minutes is good for me, but I'm doing about 5 times a week. But that 15 minutes, you can come up with the greatest ideas in the world and, nut out and problem solve. And so, but I think, again, it's just like that being on the side of the mountain. Everything's heightened. So the conversation with someone in a sauna is better. People are talking, it's now like the new social thing. Instead of going out drinking, people are hanging out in saunas and having conversations, having a good laugh. So,
it's awesome, mate. Well, we'll before we wrap it up, what's the name mean?
Geneva, it's, Mate, it's just something that popped in my head. It's got a Zen, so Zen and my niece's name is Eva. So we're going to go with that story. But literally, we were mucking around with a few other names, Zanava and all this, and then we ended up saying Zeneva. So it literally was just something that popped in the head, and I thought there's a bit of Zen to it. There's a bit of mindfulness about it, and it's a nice chilled name, so we're stuck with it.
Yeah, no, it sounds good, mate. Well, look, best of luck with the venture. If anyone is listening and wants to reach out for Shea, we'll put all these details on this podcast. But mate, appreciate everything you do, and keep smashing it out. I'm really keen. I really hope you do well out of it, and bloody reach out if you want a sauna. So as always, go to the DuaynePearce.com website, grab your merch so that you can help us create a new building industry. Like, subscribe, share, all those things, and we'll see you on the next one.